Hey, so you know what? I was thinking that, like, I was in the shower the other night and I was thinking about, past relationships and just things people tell me. And I'm sure this goes both ways. And I feel like a lot of people that might come across my videos might feel like, oh, she's always talking about men. I always talk about men because I don't date women. So just like a lot of men talk about women, I talk about men because that's who I interact with. That's who my experience is with. That's who I have to deal with. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I can't talk about what I really don't know. I can talk about what I've heard. I can talk about what I think. But usually I try to talk about things from a perspective of this is what happened. Not so much this is what I heard. I mean, sometimes I do, but not always. So, I talk about men. Either way, I'm in the shower and I'm thinking to myself, like, how come when you get into a relationship, I want McDonald's, but I really shouldn't have McDonald's, but this parking lot is looking real busy. Let me see. Yeah, so how come when they do effed up stuff, right? First of all, I don't understand why y'all get into relationships if y'all are not ready to act like y'all in relationships. Like, why start a relationship just to say you in a relationship? And I assume 9 times out of 10 that a big part of it is that you want the girl. So for me, I feel like, especially with people I've dealt with, I feel like a lot of it has been like, this person knows I want to be in a relationship and I don't want to play around. So it's like, oh, let me get in this relationship so I can get the girl. But they don't really want the relationship, they want the girl. And because I require a relationship for certain things, it's like, oh, well, let me get into this relationship. That's really what I felt like my last relationship was. Because he played around and acted the fool a lot in the beginning. And I can't blame anybody but myself because, again, people are going to treat you the way that you require to be treated. And I felt like in the beginning, I was just like, because I already knew him, because we were already friends, I kind of gave him too many chances. All right, I'm not doing this. I'm not staying in this line. All right, nope. I'm not staying in this line. I gave him too many chances, and it's because I knew him and I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, we're friends. He wouldn't do X, Y, Z. Oh yeah, he's cool. Mind you, we spoke online for like almost 6 months before we actually decided to like start hanging out and dating or whatever. And I went to school with him younger, but I didn't know him as an adult. So I assumed that after speaking for 6 months and getting to know each other and deciding like, okay, we'll hang out, whatever, I assumed that I would get a little bit better from him, and I didn't. But every time something came up or something happened, he had some reason or some explanation or some long-winded something. And I was just like, okay. But I know for a fact that if it wasn't him, if it was just like some random person that I didn't know and I was just meeting, then I wouldn't have dealt with it. I wouldn't have stayed in that relationship. I wouldn't have entertained that relationship. It would have just been a wrap. It would have been a done deal. He would have had to just go his way and I would have went mine. But because I knew him already, I kept giving him the benefit of the doubt, right? So that was the beginning of our relationship. And like I said, in hindsight, it really shouldn't even have lasted, not even close to as long as it did. It shouldn't even have made it like into like 3 months of the relationship, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys. With me being me and knowing what happened and things like that, it shouldn't have. But anyway, here we are. Hindsight is always 2020. And sometimes we rationalize and we convince ourselves that we should be with people, or we should give them a second chance because of whatever, or we let other people convince us to do so. So again, these are all things that I've observed and I'm looking at, and I know for a fact that will not be happening again, right? Anyway, so let's fast forward. After the beginning nonsense, it's like, my thing is this. You know how they say the best apology is change behavior, right? And not necessarily him, but him and other people, I'm sure. And for myself and others, I'm going to say that it took a minute for behavior to change. And it's kind of like when somebody is fundamentally who they are, if they lie, if they hide. Like, some people can't help but lie. I've learned that, and I realized that it could be a bigger problem, and I'm not even trying to be funny, but some people just be lying. So either way, I learned that, and what I take from that is that when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. It doesn't matter what they say after they show you. You just have to believe what they show you, because what they show you is who they are. So this whole conversation started because y'all know I'll be going back and forth. I wanted to give y'all a little bit of background, kind of paint a picture for you. My question or my statement or my conversation is going to be around the fact that when people change behavior, change, adjust, it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It doesn't mean that it's 100% what you need or want. It means that it's better than it was, right? Why is it that when they change their behaviors, they want some kind of accolade for it, when the behavior is what it should have been in the first place? You know what I mean? For instance, somebody that's constantly lying and making up shit and sneaking around, now they're telling you the truth. They're not sneaking around. They're not making up shit. But they want you to act like it's helping. Like, they want you to think that, oh, yeah, thank you for doing this for me. You're not doing this for me. You should be doing it for yourself, to make yourself a better person. That's what you need to do it for. Because not for nothing, this is not the shit you're supposed to be doing. It's not. So why is it that I'm supposed to be super grateful that now you're treating me like you're supposed to treat me? I don't ever understand that sentiment. And I've heard the line, oh, I changed for you. Oh, I did this, I did that. You didn't do shit for me. You did that for yourself. You changed not for me. You changed to try to keep me. You tried to change to try to keep me. You tried to adjust to try to keep me. But you know what it is? When somebody is fundamentally XYZ type of person, they can't help it. They could pretend they're somebody else for a little while, but it always comes creeping back in, creeping back in, creeping back in. So this is what I need y'all to realize. When you change your behavior because of someone else's requirements, you're not doing anything for them. It's not a worthy cause. You're doing it because you want them. You're doing it for yourself. Because if there was no requirement to keep this person, you wouldn't change. You're not just saying, hey, I'm being a fucked up individual, let me change my behavior so she has a better experience. No, you're saying, hey, I'm being a fucked up individual and she's about to leave me, so let me adjust so she'll stay. See the difference? So why is it then, once you change this behavior to try to keep the person, which is 100% for yourself, for your benefit? Because if you're giving her a fucked up ass experience, her staying with you or you changing to stay with her is not for her benefit, it's for your own. So why is it that when you change for your own benefit, that you want her to feel like you did her a favor? You did not do her a favor. You did yourself a favor in attempting to keep her. And you possibly did the next woman a favor because she won't have to deal with the dumb shit that you put this one through in the beginning. Hopefully. That's the hope. But 9 times out of 10, Once that relationship is over, y'all start the new relationship with the same fuck shit you started the last relationship with. You don't learn. It's just like, oh, it didn't work for her, I improved, but let me go back to being the asshole that I was and on my dumb shit with this new one and see how much of the shit she'll take. And I'm just like, why not just learn? Why not learn to just be better? Just be better in the future for the next person. Obviously, your relationship didn't last because you did dumb shit. So why would you now be like, oh, let me start the next relationship on some dumb shit? And y'all be doing that. Y'all be doing that. I know that for a fact. So listen, if somebody can explain to me why some men, I can't say all, why some men think that once they improve their fucked up behavior that the woman should be grateful. Or maybe I can say people, I don't know. I'll say people because I'm sure this goes for all types of relationships, and I'm sure there's narcissistic people in all types of relationships. So why do some people adjust their fucked up behavior to try to stay in a relationship, like just enough to stay in a relationship, and then act like the person they're in a relationship with should be grateful for the change? Somebody explain that to me, because why? And I was dead thinking about that in the shower. Like, why am I supposed to be grateful for something that you should have been doing in the first place? And this idiot didn't stop at the stop sign. This is shit I be talking about. Anyway, somebody help me understand that, because with that being said, this is already 11 minutes, and I've been doing my best to shorten my videos, but here y'all are. Y'all take that 12 minutes now. Bye.